We are finishing up the notes started yesterday. Today's notes is very similar to yesterday's, so if you missed yesterday, today should cover it. Okay? Alright, so we're starting with example E. First thing you want to do is factor. So remember to factor a squared plus 7a plus 12. It's what times what gives me 12 that combine to make 7. That will be 4 and 3. So a plus 4, a plus 3. I will pause while you catch up. Alright, now we'll factor the second fraction. What are the factors of 20 that combine to make 9? 4 and 5. A plus 4, a plus 5.
It died. Literally.
I think this right now.
Alright. Now, so what's the least common denominator?
5. 4.
Yes.
Okay. A plus 4 is a common factor. The least common denominator has to include all the different factors. So it's going to be a plus 4 and a plus 3 from the first fraction. There's an a plus 4 over here. The different one is a plus 5. So the common denominator includes all three factors.
So what's the point of doing that if you're just gonna write everything down?
Huh?
What's the point of doing that then if you're gonna write almost everything down?
What's the point of anything?
No,
What's the point of life? What's the point of living?
To reproduce.
Why do we need to reproduce though?
Because that's what every single species.
That's all every living thing tries to do.
Yeah.
Is to perpetuate itself.
Yeah. If it's not snowing, I'm not going.
All right.
That's the smartest thing you've ever said.
Okay. Now, so here, what is new from this denominator, the original denominator, and the new denominator? What's new? A plus 5. So you got to put that in the numerator, right? I kept the old numerator. The a was the old numerator. And then I added or multiplied the top by a plus 5. So what's new in the second denominator? A plus 3. So we're going to multiply the numerator by a plus 3. I understand why you don't want to copy all that. So let's just do it one time here. Oh, well, maybe twice. Or if you get lazy like I would, and you don't want to write the denominator again, just make sure you make it your part of your last final answer. So this will be one more step. I'm going to distribute that a. So the a squared plus 5a. And I'm going to treat that minus sign to be attached to the 3. So it's minus 3 times a plus 3. So it'll be minus 3a minus 9. This is an intermediate step. This is not the final answer. Final answer comes from a squared plus 2a minus 9 over that. So if you get tired or you know what the common denominator is, but if you don't feel like writing it, just make sure you write it in the last one. But as the math teacher, I have to write it every time.
This isn't so hard. So there's a lot of steps.
It's just a lot of steps.
So is this all the test on Friday?
Well, multiplication, division, exclude values. Alright.
I may have to take it on Thursday. Are you going to have it ready?
Why don't you just take it next week? You can take it next week. We got all week next week. You can pick any day next week. Example F. Well, you probably don't want to take it Friday, next Friday. Because because your class will be short.
No, it's the last,
It's only the morning class.
it's the last day of, it's like the last full day, but we have 1 period exams.
You're right. But it doesn't affect the 7th period. Alright, so factor x squared minus x minus 6. That will be x minus 3, x plus 2. Right? What are the factors of negative 6 that combine to make negative 1? So that's why it's negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Copy the numerator. The denominator has a common factor of 5. So I factor out a 5. So, what's the least common denominator?
X minus 3.
X minus 3,
X plus 2.
x plus 2,
X.
and the 5. And the 5.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so 5, x minus 3, x plus 2 for the first one. 5, x minus 3, x plus 2 for the second one. So what is new in the first fraction? 5. So multiply the numerator by 5. What's new in the second one? So I multiply by x minus 3. Right? X minus 3 is new, so I put it up top. Alright, so let's write it over one fraction and distribute. So 5 times x is 5x. 5 times minus 1 is minus 5. Distribute the minus 4. Be careful here. Make sure you distribute a minus 4. So it'll be minus 4x plus 12. Because I'm distributing a negative 4.
So we don't actually have to work it out?
Didn't I just work it out?
No, I'm talking about like actually subtract.
This is not my answer. I'm not finished.
That was the answer.
Alright, now I'll combine like terms. 5x minus 4x can be combined. So that's x. Negative 5 plus 12 is 7. Now I am finished. This is my final answer. You do not have to multiply out the denominator. You do not have to multiply out the denominator. We prefer the answer to be in factored form. Ready for the second to the last example of the year? Just 2 more examples. Actually, I'm lying. I'm going to do one from homework.
Oh, yeah.
So there are 3 more examples. Alright, G. Alright. So factor, oh joy. Alright. So here, I'm going to do my scratch work for this one. Because this has a leading coefficient that cannot be factored out. So I'm doing 4 times 5 is 20. It combines to make 21. That's 20 and 1. Yeah? I did leading coefficient times the last number. So 4 times 5 is 20. Alright. So that's going to be x minus 8 over, remember the Lizzie method, it's x plus 5 over 4. Where did I get 5 from? X plus 20 over 4. I know why I got 5. What's 20 over 4?
5.
Yeah. I was thinking ahead. Shame on me. X plus 1 over 4. So if you can't read that, that's 20 over 4. That is 20 over 4. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and factor the second one. There's a common factor in 12x plus 3. What's the common factor between 12 and 3? That's right, 3. So that's going to be 4x plus 1.
Oh.
Yes. All right, continuing. Waiting.
He's taking my
You.
Oh, yeah.
Silly rabbit.
Okay, continue.
Alright, so if you can simplify, simplify. So 20 over 4 can be simplified. It's x plus 5. 1/4 cannot be simplified, so you're going to bring that denominator 4, we're making it 4x plus 1. Not doing anything with the second one. But now I can talk about what's the least common denominator. What's the least common denominator?
3, 4
Good.
x plus 1.
Anything else?
X plus one.
X plus 5. Alright, so we're going to have the 3 from the second fraction. 4x plus 1 is in both fractions, and then the x plus 5. Make sure you have all the unique factors listed. So what's new in the first fraction? X plus 5. Huh? What's new?
Isn't it X plus one?
It has x plus 5.
No, I'm talking about in the other one.
Yeah, but I'm talking about this one.
Oh.
3. X plus 5 in the other one. Bad news is, you gotta multiply that out. Alright, but it's a plus sign, so we're gonna just go ahead and write it over one denominator. After this, I'll pause while you catch up. So it'll be 3x minus 24. That's the first part. Second part is x squared plus 5x plus 6x plus 30. Do you guys remember how I got this?
Yes.
All
Hold
right.
on, I'm confused.
Okay.
How did you do that?
I did x times x is x
Oh,
squared.
it's on the top. I thought it was on, okay, I'm back. Sorry. Okay.
No question.
There are such thing as dumb questions.
I know you.
If you ask me what's the color of my underwear, that's a dumb question.
That's how it defend her.
Why would somebody
Okay,
ask?
no, I ain't gonna pay you no more. Okay.
I'm just saying, you're trying to calm.
It's a legitimate math question. Alright, ready? I'm going to combine like terms. So it'll be x squared, 3 plus 5 plus 6. What's that? 14?
C.
And negative 24 plus 30 is 6. Copy the denominator. And that's it. That's the final answer. Some of you might be thinking, do I need to factor the numerator?
Yes.
Most of the time, that can't be factored. Whatever I give you, unless I spent 15 to 20 minutes coming up with my special problem, that cannot be factored. All I'm going to do is hit the space bar. Okay, I'm not going to sit there and try to make it work. It's really difficult for me to come up with a factorable answer at the end. Unless it's monomials. Monomials are easy. But this is going to be a trinomial or worse. Well, binomial or worse. Ready? Second to last example for the year. Dun, dun.
Wait, what do you mean second?
I'm going to do number 1 from the homework.
Oh.
Alright. If you don't see a fraction, what can you do?
Put one under it.
Put 1 under it. Alright, so then what's the common denominator?
1 and 4.
4x plus 4.
Oh. Why would it be 1?
What's 1 times 4x plus 4?
Oh, 4 times 4.
Alright, so that means 2 gets multiplied by 4x plus 4.
Yeah.
Aha! So her question is, why didn't I factor 4x plus 4 when I can obviously factor? Well, that was the only factor. Okay, so I would factor if I have something on the left side that was more than 1. Maybe if there were 2, then I would have to factor this out. But since there was nothing over there, don't bother. Okay? Is it wrong to factor? No, you can factor to your heart's content. Alright? So I'm going to give you an optional answer if you factored it. Okay? I'm going to give you an optional answer if you factored it. But let's go ahead and finish this one here. So I'm going to multiply through. So it'll be 8x plus 8 plus 7 over 4x plus 4. Is there a problem? Never mind. Alright. So that's 8x plus 15 over 4x plus 4. Final answer? But what if you factored the 4x plus 4 to begin with? If you factored 4x plus 4 to begin with, then you'd have something like this. 4 times x plus 1. Is this an acceptable answer? Yes, that's an acceptable answer. Same thing. Okay, I'll take either answer for this. I'll take either answer. Alright.
Matter of fact, now we'll get to it.
I'm doing one more problem.
You should do 6 on the whole one.
Where?
What is it?
Yeah.
So you should use go.
What? This is Schweitzer. You don't like it.
No. I was showing them how it started. They got stuck because of these two factors. Alright.
This is Schweitzer. I used that.
After one more problem. Alright, number 1 on the homework. I'm doing number 1 on the homework. So, first thing I'm going to do is factor the denominators. That's x plus 8, x minus 4. Oh, goodness. There's not enough space for me. Second one is x minus 4, x minus 4. So, what is the least common denominator? Alright, so the weird thing is, the x minus 4 appears twice in one of these. So that means you gotta write it twice. Yes.
Does it?
It's kind of like if the denominators are 4 and 2, what's the common denominator? 4. If you have a 2 and a 4, the common denominator is 4 and not 2. So here, I had a pair of x minus 4s. I have to have a pair of x minus 4s in my common denominator. So that means over here, x minus 1, it gets multiplied by the new x minus 4. And this one gets multiplied by what?
8 plus 8.
X plus 8. And then you multiply it out. And I'm out of space. X squared, I'm going to go ahead and work it out. Minus 5x plus 4 plus x squared plus 13x plus 40. Right? This is where I'm being lazy about not writing the denominator. Final answer, 2x squared plus 8x plus 44 over x plus 8 and x minus 4 twice. If you write x minus 4 squared, like put a little 2 on there, that is perfectly okay. You don't have to write it twice. You can write x minus 4 to the second power. Happy now, Alina. I combine like terms.
I really didn't quite go with it.
That is the end of the lesson.